What was that surreal show you were just watching?
What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai?
I guess Mr. Hammer used to be quite the star. Yes, he did. My question is, why is he no longer a star? Apparently 5 years ago, someone died. And it was Hammer's fault.
You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir.
Wait a sec. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2?
And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do? She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi.
Oh, I don't like the way she used that term.
The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now.
Tell me why. Why do you want this photo so badly?
I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going.
Hello and welcome back. This is Queen 3210 and we are on the final day and the final part, probably, of the Turnabout Samurai trial. We managed to figure out that D. Vasquez had something on Hammer, which is why he had to take such low-paying roles, and that Hammer accidentally killed someone. Or it's potentially, well, it's possible that Hammer actually did it on purpose, rather. In order to find out more, though, we must continue, which is what we shall do. October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today.
You may now call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution called Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Because of course. D. Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. I don't know what to say to this. And I'm gonna assume that Edgeworth doesn't either. I think my assumption would be correct.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick! I know she did it. Make her pay!
Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down. So to speak. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon.
The meeting began at 12 sharp, and it ended at 4.
There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1.
I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me.
At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
Oh, I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you.
The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, but with the monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. Now here's an interesting question. How would she have known about the head at the time?
I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it.
The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Okay. The meeting began at 12 o'clock sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You had Sal take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, all right. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer.
Well, Nick, find anything?
Kinda wish she'd said a little more.
It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere.
I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Okay, let's press. By yourself?
Yes.
And you didn't stop in the employee area?
No.
Are you always like this? Terse?
Yes.
Oh dear.
The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4.
Did no one leave during the meeting?
No one.
Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please, stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. He was actually standing up for you. So, try to be a little grateful. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering?
No.
Excuse you? The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. And what were you doing during that time?
Don't hit your desk. It irritates me.
Yes, Mr. Wright. You just did it, dude. Oops.
It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer.
Do you have someone who can verify this?
Sal.
No, I mean someone else.
One person is enough.
If she committed the murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Ooh.
Well, Nick, Find anything?
Did you, though? Ah, got it right. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not.
What's this now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate?
This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside of the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Oh, Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator.
I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai.
Order? Are you saying?
Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous?
What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it, Yes.
Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest.
Very well.
Let's have a battle of wits, you and I.
Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear.
Yes?
I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon?
That is a good point. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would.
You see?
Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon.
What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
Yeah, it was planted. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Thank you, old bag.
Wrong, Mr. Wright.
I haven't said anything yet.
I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence.
I can sense it too with my fey blood.
Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence.
Huh. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Well, shit. Then it's because it was broken. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon.
But that is the murder weapon.
Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're...
Silence. I am the one testifying here, and I will be heard.
Wow!
Are you quite sane?
Are you even aware of what you're saying?
If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was? How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill that Mr. Hammer?
I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then.
Got ahead of myself. Look at this photo.
What is this?
Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs.
Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very incident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studio. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What? Are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside of the Studio 2 trailer. Then, she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs and onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die? 5 years ago?
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it?
Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff.
You deny that what I said is true?
Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break?
No, I'm saying you changed the outfit and then dumped him in the van and then dropped him off when you guys were heading over to the practice.
How could I have disposed of the body?
The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time, you see.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
I am going to say that she had another way. And that way was the van. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands?
For instance?
Actually, for that matter, there's no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body.
Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright? Please show us how she carried the body.
Through transportation. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony.
There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me.
You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before anyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sam Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sam Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Ms. Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright.
Are you actually confessing?
I lose. You win. It was fun.
I win? Too easy. Way too easy. She's got something up her sleeve. So, what happens next? Don't question mark me! Don't you have anything to say?
What would you like me to say?
Huh? I lost? Something like that?
I just said that.
But wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer.
Who can say?
Huh?
Are you sure I did it? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer.
Right?
But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright.
What? What? Order! I love that. He gives a concise he gives a possible explanation on what happened to Hammer, and her response is, "Prove it, asshole." Wow, this lady is ballsy.
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely that she did it, but, there's no proof. Of course he... Wow, okay. Here we go. Edgeworth isn't sure.
Well,
I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving.
Ugh. Oh, what do I do now?
Miss Vasquez, you did it. That wasn't a question.
Did you do it?
No.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to a verdict. Ugh, what do I do now?
Testify again. I'd like for you to testify again.
Testify? Again?
No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it all again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time.
Damn! To come so far only to fail.
Well,
So, as it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez.
whoa! What?
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I did not.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Edgeworth, what the hell? What the hell, man?
I see. Very well.
Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes. Indeed.
Verily, I say. Ergo.
Huh. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body.
After they found the body? Well, very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Because he wants to see the truth too.
Who knows? He probably realized she did it too.
But... wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that?
Edgeworth.
Here we go. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. Security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issue raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember
what?
there was a dead body lying in front of us. Yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around.
You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing.
Poor Powers. Yes, poor indeed. Jeez.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
I immediately called the police, and then Powers showed up.
What was everyone else doing at that time?
No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. And then, silence. Dead silence. Silence.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings.
You asked to be left out?
Yes. Seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us.
Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on what with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning.
I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes.
The script and your direction notes?
Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes?
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why?
There was a murder after all.
Yeah, but you didn't know that beforehand.
Who could think of rehearsing after that?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue.
No! That was a bullshit excuse. If she was on her way to the studio to do the rehearsal, she would have brought the notes with her.
Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means?
It means she already knew about the murder.
Thank you, Edgeworth.
She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One.
Order! Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. Good job. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to the defense?
I appreciate your concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth's helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew the hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
You have to find something to peg this on her, or everything we've done till now will be wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him!
You knew that Hammer was injured. Right! It wasn't Hammer that was injured, it was Powers that was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? What? She can't keep her story straight.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Because you would have known about the fucking murder. I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw him limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah!
And when was he doing this? Well, it would have had to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were so confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. That's not how this works. Ugh. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Because they don't want to go to jail? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Yup. Okay. I have proof, and I will show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. This is my proof. This is
the photo from before?
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial, it began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and to Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive could Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
She did not have one. She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense.
What's that now?
It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
What?
What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all of those years. Ooh. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah! Miss Vasquez! What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel? Manuel? Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No. No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes. Yes, you are right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers,
not guilty. Boo fucking yeah.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it is sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some evidence. You know what? I'm overthinking it. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kid's show. And as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I.
So am I.
Congratulations, WP.
Oh? Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth!
Oh, hello. Thanks for the help. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No. I really wanted to thank you, actually. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. So they do know each other.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals! Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something?
Because you are.
Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And so the curtain closed on another trial. You dick, you're not going to tell us? I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. It went back to making kids shows again.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today. You're gonna watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine. I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world's ready for the real willpowers. And with that, we have finished the case. A brand new episode has been added. Huh. There's another episode. Cool. But we're going to get on that next time. Basically, we managed to save Will Powers' career and keep him from going in the slammer for a crime he didn't commit. We exposed Mr. Hammer as attempting to murder Ms. Vasquez, as well as Ms. Vasquez being the one to murder Mr. Hammer, even if it was on accident or in self-defense. And we got to learn a little, we got to get hinted a little bit regarding Edgeworth and Phoenix's past and the fact that they knew each other, which I suspected, actually, specifically based on Edgeworth approaching Phoenix after Phoenix got arrested that one time. But we'll have to wait until next time to find out what that's all about. Or at least I hope we'll be able to find out next time. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or subscribe. If not, leave a comment below letting me know what I can do to improve. And as always, until the next time, guys, ciao.